Hey, it's David Bear. Thank you for being here. Just a quick 5 minutes to kickstart or jumpstart or end your day with a little bit of inspiration. You know, we get so many amazing emails and questions and comments to davidbear.com and also to our Facebook page. And I received one of those amazing questions this morning, which was from someone named Suzanne. And Suzanne is, I think, a newer member of our tribe based on the question she asked. But it was such a good question, I wanted to address it here today. So Suzanne asked, David, what is spirituality? Why is spirituality important, and how can I live a more spiritual life? Amazing question, Suzanne, and I want to be able to answer that for you. So here's what I believe spirituality is. What I believe spirituality is it's the act or condition of being in spirit, of being inspired, and all the emotions that come along with an inspired state. So that could be gratitude, appreciation, joy, compassion, courage, curiosity. It's all of the states that we really enjoy being in that lead to productive results in our life. And I can tell you what spirituality is not, and it is not about being in your limiting beliefs, about how you're not good enough, or how you're not doing enough, or how there's not enough time or money, or the stories that you have about why you can't have what you really want in your life. Like, there's no good men or women out there, or there's no way I could transition from the job I have into something I'd really love doing. Those types of states, those types of beliefs lead to an emotion that doesn't feel good, right? It leads to anxiety about the future, it leads to guilt about the past, it leads to overwhelm about your life, not feeling like you're good enough. And so that's not living a spiritual moment. And so it's not when you're in the voice in your head. And what's so important about living a spiritual life, which again is not a destination, it's a moment-by-moment choice of what you want to focus on and whether or not you choose to live in a beautiful state. But why it's so important is because that's the state that gives you access to infinite intelligence. It's what gives you access to your higher self. It's what gives you access to the bigger, smarter part of you that knows why you're here and what you really want to do, even though you may not be clear on it yet. And it guides you towards that destiny. So I call it the voice of your destiny. It's that little part of you that says, come on, we can do this, let's try this, there's this new thing. And then of course the mind pulls you back with all of the stories and all of the limiting beliefs in that voice in your head of all the reasons why you need to remain just right where you are, continuing to do the same routine day in and day out, because it's designed to help you survive, not to thrive. It's focused on safety and security. But the challenge, of course, is that everything that we want is in the unknown. It's in the uncertainty. It's in the space of infinite possibility that we don't know about yet. And so when you can live a spiritual life, when you can be in that inspired moment, you'll be properly guided into the unknown. And you'll be guided to that next stage of your life, to that next relationship, to that next level of income, to that next job that you love doing even more, to starting your own business, whatever it is, that's what will guide you there, and that's why it's so important. And practically speaking, and many of you know this is a big part of my work, what happens when you do that in the moment is you change your brain. So when you notice that the voice in your head is telling you you can't do something, or you notice the limiting belief, and you see it for what it is, right? Just a mechanism of the brain or a mechanism of the mind, and you choose to make a new decision in that moment, to believe something differently, the brain doesn't know the difference, so you actually experience that new decision. You actually experience that next level of income. You actually experience the possibility of that relationship. You actually experience going on that trip that you imagine going on, instead of living in all the reasons of why it can't happen. And when you do that, you change your brain. We actually see that the neurosynaptic connections of your brain change whenever, in the moment, you choose to make a spiritual choice. And so what you do over time is you recondition yourself to rewire all of your old patterns so you can become an effective instrument of spirit, so that you can be fully self-expressed in the world through your own DNA coding and whatever the Creator designed you to do in this life, and for you to fulfill on that. That's why spirituality is so important. I call spirituality the most important technology that we have available. It's just that a lot of times we don't talk about this because spirituality gets rubbed up against religion, and it's a very touchy subject, but it's important that we start really understanding what it is that we're talking about so that we can understand how to live that way and why it's important. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. Many, many blessings. If you haven't had a chance yet, stop on over to davidbear.com, subscribe to our newsletter, join our tribe, hit up our Facebook page, like the page, get involved in the conversation, because we are always having really inspired, empowering, and intelligent conversations about what we can do to reclaim our power, live our purpose, and love our life. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a powerful day, and I will see you soon.